The Defenders Season 1, Episode number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to the next show on the channel that we are checking out before Daredevil Season 3, The Defenders. Now, before we do get into the, kind of meat of the intro, so to speak, I do want to address a couple of things. Now, I know there were some people out there that wanted me to go completely chronological for this, for the Netflix Marvel show universe, right? And, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Punisher, Luke Cage, all that stuff, then Defenders, then Daredevil Season 3, etc. I've talked with a lot of people in the community. I ran a poll over on Patreon. I've looked at a lot of your guys' comments, from the YouTube comments to the Discord comments to the Patreon comments. And if I'm being honest, the general consensus was just to, watch a recap of Defenders and jump into Season 3 of Daredevil and kind of skip everything else. Maybe at some point come back to Jessica Jones Season 1. But I also did run a poll over on Patreon and, jumping straight into Season 3 of Daredevil was what won it. But I needed to take some time to think because this was a decision I didn't really want to make lightly because I love the Daredevil universe, and I know all these shows kind of interconnect and intertwine into each other. So I wanted to make the right decision, not only for you guys, but also for myself. Because at the end of the day, this is my job, and this is what I do for a living, and this is what I do for you guys. But I also do this because I enjoy it, and I enjoy all the shows I watch. So I wanted to make the best decision I could for you guys and for myself. And I figured that best decision would be just watching The Defenders and then jumping into Daredevil Season 3 based on everything I've heard. Everything I've heard from the comments, everything I've heard from, multiple people that I talked to that I've kind of gotten close with in the community, Discord, and Patreon. And from what I understand, there is some connections between the shows, specifically Iron Fist. I heard Jessica Jones Season 1 is great, and they're, the villain for Season 1 is supposed to be one of the best villains that's been in Marvel to date. And I do think I will at some point come back and watch Jessica Jones Season 1, but, I want to get to Daredevil Season 3, but I also did want to check out Defenders because I do want to see all these characters interact with each other too, but I just felt like it wasn't worth it to dedicate weeks, months to doing all those other shows with the subpar things that I've heard about them, and I normally don't let, people's comments about shows get to me and stuff like that, but it's just kind of been across the board for these shows. So I figured jumping into Defenders would be the best choice, and maybe at some point come back to Jessica Jones, and then Iron Fist, Luke Cage and stuff I may watch off camera at some point, but as of right now I don't have any plans to. The Punisher I am for sure still going to do, but I'm going to do that after Daredevil because from what I've heard it's okay to do that at basically any point. It doesn't really connect with anything. But we are here to the Defenders, man. I'm excited to check this out. I haven't been spoiled for anything on this. Again, I haven't checked out the other shows, so I'm sure there is a couple of references that I will miss at some point. But from my understanding, there isn't too many, big things in this that you need to watch the other shows to understand. But to watch Season 3 of Daredevil, specifically the last few episodes or the finale in particular for this, is something you do need to watch. So I figured, you know what? Forget the recap. It's only 8 episodes. It's a bunch of these characters interacting. And granted, I don't know the other characters, I don't know Jessica Jones. I don't know Luke Cage or anything like that. I do know Daredevil. And I do know some, if they bring in some of the characters from the universe that were in Daredevil, I'll know them as well. So it'll be dope to see all these characters interact. It'll be dope to see their powers and things they can do. And from what I understand too, people were saying that they do kind of introduce the characters a little bit in this show as well. So I'm excited to check this out. If you're disappointed by that, I do apologize. At the end of the day, it is hard to please everybody, but hopefully you guys are, content with this decision, because we will get to Daredevil Season 3 pretty soon, but we'll also have all this background on it. So guys, I'm going to stop wasting time. We're going to go ahead. We're going to hop into this episode. Before we do, I do ask if you guys are new to the channel, you do hit that subscribe button, comment down below what you guys want to see next, man. Drop a like on the video for your boy. Full reaction will be up on Patreon as well as early access to the next 2 episodes if you guys want to check that out. Link in the description down below. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to hop into this episode. I'm excited for this, man. I am. I will say I have heard a lot of subpar things about Defenders as well. But I'm still here for it, and I'm excited for it, man. Now, again, like I said, since I haven't seen the other shows, I'm sure there's a couple of things I will miss in this. But for the most part, I think we should be good. I like the visuals. Oh, were her eyes like Cut out like Madame Gao's people? Ooh. Bro, I will say, just based off that, the fight scenes, in comparison to Daredevil, man, there was so many cuts in that, so many close-up shots, bro. I like the visuals, you know what I mean? The camera shots are kind of dope, the rain and all that, the water, but you guys know my bread and butter when it comes to fight scenes are the far shots, and we can just see shit happening. So many quick cuts in that one. Oh. Is this Iron Fist then, I would assume? These tunnels look similar to the kind of tunnels Matt was in Daredevil.
My name is Danny. I'm hunting members of the Hand. I think you're the man we're looking for.
Okay, so that was a member of the Hand then, not Madame Gao's people.
The war you're fighting, it's not here. It's in New York City.
Ooh, where Matt's at. He's gonna end up going there and meeting Matt, huh? He said his name was Danny, so Danny must be his real name. Just like Matt, you know, Daredevil. Okay, decent start. Like I said, the fight scene I wasn't too impressed with, to be honest, at least in comparison to what we've seen from Daredevil. I don't know, you know, Daredevil's like top tier when it comes to fight scenes, so I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to be at that level, but there was a lot of close shots and a lot of quick cuts in that. I hate when fight scenes do that. But I will say, I do like the camera shots and the visuals so far. It's dope. It's a nice little intro. So we are still dealing with the Hand storyline too, because you know Daredevil, we didn't really wrap that up in season 2, right? So it'll be nice to see that continued on into here. I'm assuming we got to be getting some Elektra then, right? Because at the end of the season 2, they put her in that little pod chamber thing, which I'm assuming was to bring her back to life. Ooh, Daredevil vibes with this. Decent intro, not bad at all. I like it.
Go home.
Jessica Jones.
The night's just getting started.
Jane.
Lord, what the hell are you doing? What?
You know what your problem is? Sentences that start like that.
You're not comfortable with what you've become. Jessica, you are now a
Do
full-grown
not say
superhero.
the H word.
Jess,
I've got enough of a headache as it is.
It's interesting seeing her in a different role. I don't think I've seen her in any other role other than, you know, Breaking Bad as Jane. It'll be cool to get to know her character and see her powers and stuff. Is this Luke Cage? I wonder if we're going to see Kingpin in this too, right? Being in the prison.
My bad.
So he's taking too long to uncuff me. Just for the looks, man. Don't do nothing to him.
Mr. Cage,
Yep.
which do you prefer? I forget.
Foggy!
Do I know you?
Franklin Nelson. I ran point on your case. The law firm of Hogarth, Chow & Benowitz is at your disposal. In case you need help starting over.
I'm not starting over, Mr. Nelson. I'm moving forward.
People call me Foggy.
And you let them?
Dude, it's nice to see Foggy, man. Cool to see him in his new with his new firm, right? That's awesome. Trying to let the officers handle it, right? Work on his lawyer stuff.
All materials are tested. The moment those findings were made public, our company replaced that mortar in all remaining stations.
Made public. What do you mean?
Specific choice of words.
Mr. Berkowitz, if memory serves me right, your office received an urgent delivery from the Safety Commission on June 3rd, 3
I
months
like this
earlier.
camera
I'm
work.
Curious, did that have anything to do with Indexaprine?
I don't know anything about that.
Your Honor, I ask that this record of delivery be admitted into evidence.
I mean, I get a lot of those.
What would you say is worse? Ignoring data in the interest of cutting costs, or neglecting to supply the court with records that might prove you purposely put people in danger, including this young man, Aaron James,
Your
who
Honor.
might never walk again?
Your Honor, we would like a recess.
No need, I'm done.
Ooh, Matt going crazy, man. That's awesome. I love seeing this side of Matt. You know, he's getting aggressive on the lawyer side. We saw it a little bit too when he had the Punisher case, right? Oh, he was cutting them up, man. Cool to see Matt is still pursuing this lawyer side of things. I mean, he needs money still, right? At the end of the day.
You realize you're only at mile 1 of the marathon. Everybody's gonna tell you how to feel. Doctor's gonna tell you to stay positive. Your family's gonna tell you not to feel sorry for yourself. Your therapist is gonna tell you not to be angry.
I'm already angry.
Maybe you'll walk again. hope so. But maybe you won't. But your ability to get through it, as this gets harder, that is 100 times more powerful than slapping a smile on your face and pretending like everything's just fine.
Matt went through it when he lost his vision.
No one can give your life back, Aaron. You gotta take it back.
Facts. Make a new one if you have to. Just like Matt did, right? You know what I mean? It's not the exact same thing, but something similar. Losing something as, you know, strong as sight and as important as sight, equivalent to losing something as strong as walking or important as walking, right? He went through something similar, and he's just giving him some truthful tips, you know? Not sugarcoating nothing. Karen, why she look different?
Congratulations, Mr. Murdoch.
Her eyes?
Oh, thank you, Miss Page.
Did something happen in one of the other shows where, you know, they kind of discussed the whole Daredevil thing? Because we ended season 2 with him showing her the mask. I mean, there was some awkwardness there still too, so maybe not. And this is just kind of them still having those unresolved awkwardness between the two of them, right? After she finds out who he is, who he truly is. She looks a little different though, man. Something in the eyes, maybe? I'm not sure. So we already got Luke Cage in New York. Obviously Foggy's there. Matt's there. Jessica, she's there. Bro, the symbol on his chest looks like a strange music symbol. If you listen to Tech 9. Ooh, the blood. Yeah. PTSD.
You abandoned them. Because of you, the hand has won.
Oof.
I'm sorry. After they raised you, after they gave you everything you are, you let them die. No.
This is why he's after the hand, huh? They wiped out kind of his people, right? People that raised him, took care of him.
We finally get a lead on a guy who can supposedly help us. And we get there just in time to watch him die.
He told you New York. What do you mean?
Whoever she was, she moved faster than anyone I've ever seen.
That woman wasn't Elektra, was it? Because at first I thought it might have been, but we never got like a clear shot of her face.
What do they want in New York?
There's a question in all of season 2 of Daredevil still too. But I mean, like, the guy that ended up dying, he still gave you information, right? He told you about New York. Like, that's pretty big information, no?
What can you do to treat it?
Unfortunately, even for someone with your resources, there's not much we can do.
How much time do I have left?
Could be months, could be weeks.
Sometimes there's things, you know, no matter how much money you got, no matter how many resources you got, no matter who you are, sometimes a disease is a disease, right? Sometimes you can't cure it.
I read about what you did.
She doesn't give a shit.
My husband is missing.
Walking shit show anyway.
Excuse me? Lexi, please. We are not doing great. He's been gone a full week.
Did you call the cops?
No.
I wonder if he was the guy at the start that got killed. Maybe. Said his name was John.
Jessica Jones, do yourself a favor and don't look for John Raymond.
Hello?
So don't look for John. So somebody must have this place bugged, or they were following the 2 people that were just there, right? I mean, she already wasn't going to look for him, but now that she got that call, she's probably going to look for them, right? Like, if you have the place bugged, they had to have been there watching. Well, I mean, I guess they could have just watched him go upstairs and not known what she said too, right? I like how it feels like a different vibe with each character, right? Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Matt. Matt definitely still feels like Daredevil. Luke Cage, he's got that vibiness to him, Brooklyn vibe and shit. The music, everything. Jessica Jones, kind of darker, a little grimy.
Hey, stranger.
Claire.
Should we get that coffee?
He did mention Claire earlier. She does love people with powers, don't she? I wonder if she was the guy, if Luke Cage is the person she was talking about in season 2 of Daredevil.
How does being Harlem's hero allow you to live an actual life?
I'll find a way.
Just like Matt. Interesting to see those two got together. I'm assuming Luke, he had to have been the person she was talking about when she mentioned somebody else back in season 2 of Daredevil at the hospital. I think, who was it, to Foggy?
It looks like you're doing what you always wanted to.
Yeah, it's been a transition from the Nelson and Murdoch days, from the partnership, but no, the pro bono work does make me happy.
It's great.
Is this the same diner that Frank and her were at?
Do you wish you'd kept your secret to yourself?
No. I needed you to know. I don't know what I expected, but I know I couldn't lie to you anymore.
Do you miss it? The suit, the mask?
No.
He put it aside. So this is all still like right after that, huh?
The NYPD is prevailing. I report on it every day, and crime rate's down. I really think that Daredevil may have made the city a safer place.
He might have. But right now the city's better off without him.
So this is all still right after, you know, telling her about him being Daredevil. So he put the mask down for a little bit, focusing on being a lawyer for a while. That's why at the start, I guess he didn't do anything. He waited for the cops, huh?
Have you tried tracking the call yet?
It doesn't work that way. You can reroute phone numbers.
I mean, maybe he didn't, though. Maybe he's just a regular guy trying to throw you off the scent.
Maybe it's just bait. Maybe they want her to take the case because they're after her, really. And he, well, I mean, nah, I guess not.
I think somebody's been using Harlem's youth for what can only be described as late-night duty.
Couriers.
Maybe. Might even be related to Mariah.
You think it's something else?
7 in the last few months. Always the same story. Harlem 20-something moves his mom out of the projects into a nice home in New Rochelle. Down payment in cash.
What's the connection between them?
Run their names, you talk to people. No guns, no drugs, just a new job off the books. You could help guide this young man in a different direction. The way Pop used to.
Be like a mentor. We back in here with Matt. Back to these talks. Was one of my favorite parts of the Daredevil.
She asked me if I missed the life. The other life that I led. I told her I didn't.
The Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart.
That's who he is at heart, man.
Ignoring doesn't change anything, Matthew. God knows your heart. Let him in so he can help.
Even if that heart is damaged?
Especially if it's damaged. Is your heart still with it? Or is your heart with the one who walked through it by your side? What you're doing, we call that moving on. Purgatory is a place for the dead, Matthew, not the living. There's nothing wrong with letting people go.
It's a hard thing to do, though. It's hard for a man not only just letting go of the Daredevil life because it's who he is and it's what he is, but also letting go of that life. He kind of feels like he's letting go of Elektra too, right? And you know, it's a healthy thing to move on, but it's a hard thing to do too. It's sad, right? When you love someone that much. Madam Gal. But at his heart and soul, he knows he's Daredevil, man. It's who he is. He's pretending to be, you know, this other thing.
We need to move faster.
We all agreed. This plan, it makes sense.
Made sense.
It took great efforts to arrange this. If we speed the process, it will not be quiet.
I'm aware.
She's running out of time, man. Could be weeks, could be months, like the doctor said. I like the little transition shots they do, though, man, to switch between each kind of character's thing they got going on. It's nice.
No, what happened to Sean was it's more like an accident.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Accident.
Things seem to be going okay. Did you get a new gig?
Nah. I'm just in between stuff right now.
Listen, I can help you. Hypothetically speaking, if you ever need anything.
I think you should go.
He's caught up in some shit.
Son, it's never too late.
Yo, man, I ain't your son. I told you I don't know a damn thing.
I wonder if he was involved in the shit with his brother and he feels guilty too.
The only way to help me is to make me bulletproof too.
I like the way the music came back in too, man. The sound mixing's dope. And the cuts too, him putting his hood up, her taking it down. It's nice, man. But I wonder if he was involved, like not involved, but he knows what happened to his brother, but he's trying to keep it on the hush, you know. I mean, obviously he had some nice kicks. He had some nice stuff. DJ set up, the recliner and everything. He said he's in between jobs and whatnot. But he obviously got money from somewhere.
Holy shit.
D4?
Are you certain about this? There's still time to think it through.
You can go.
Madame Gao, I know she's like a villain, right? But I don't know. It like with this Netflix Marvel universe, they do a good job with their villains. Because even with like Fisk, like he's a villain, but like there's a certain I don't know if I'd say respect I have for him or what. Earthquake? Either earthquake or some stuff relating to the hand, maybe? Like that giant hole? I don't know if maybe that was answered somewhere else or if we're still dealing with that here. They're like, we just landed, bro. Get back up in the air. Dude, that would be so terrifying, man. That is insane. Oh, this must be... Is this some stuff she set in motion? What she was talking to with Madame Gao?
It's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
Is that Elektra? She looks so different if that is her, bro. Maybe it's just the hood. If that is her, bro, she looks so different. Maybe it's just the hood on her. I don't know. It's a nice shot, man. Gotta be hard for him hearing all this, you know what I mean? And not going out and helping, right? Hearing so many people that need help. Oh, that's the end. Man. Let me go back here. That's Elektra, bro. Dude, it's got to be her. Like, when was season 1 of this filmed? Let me look up. When did season 1 of Defenders come out? 2017, okay? And when did season 2 of Daredevil come out? 2016, only a year apart. If that is her, she looks so different. But the thing is, Karen looked really different too. Defenders season 1, episode 1 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, you know, Karen, I could tell it was for sure her, but she definitely looked a little different. Like, I don't know if it was maybe the way, maybe they're doing her makeup different, or her eyes or what, but she looked different. Elektra, I think that is her, but it's also like, I'm not 100% sure. Like the way, I don't know. I think it is. I think it is. But she just looks different, man. Like, something about these characters, they look different. You know what I mean? But God, dude, it's cool to see all of them, you know, in one show. Nonetheless, like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, all of them. It's my first time seeing them and whatnot, like in a show, and Jessica Jones. But like, as far as like Foggy, Matt, Karen, Elektra, it's cool seeing them all in this. And I'm assuming the Punisher isn't in this, you know, maybe later, but I'm assuming he's not. But I mean, I guess, you know, season 2 of Daredevil did come out before this, so maybe he is. But I mean, this is like I feel like Defenders is like I don't know much about Luke Cage or Iron Fist or Jessica Jones, but like I'm assuming it's more like hero status, like Avengers kind of, you know what I mean? And like the Punisher, bro, like he's an anti-hero, but he's not really a hero, like, you know, like Matt, so to speak. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be in this, but it's cool to see all these characters, man, you know, in this show again. And it seems like with Matt and Karen, we are kind of picking up after season 2 of Daredevil, you know, where he had just told her about things, maybe not right away. Like, I wish we would have got a shot for shot reaction type thing of like what was said, how she reacted and stuff. But, you know, it does seem like things are still kind of fresh right there. And Matt's just trying to live his life as a lawyer and bury down, you know, the Daredevil stuff. But it's like he was being told by, you know, the pastor, right? Like, at the end of the day, we are who we are. You can try and hide it, you can try and bury it, you can try and fake it, but at the end of the day, you know who you are, you know who you want to be. You can fake it on the outside, but on the inside, you're going to have that war going on. On the inside, you're still going to want to be that person, you know? And at the end of the day, if you're not following your heart, if you're not following what's on the inside, you're not going to be happy. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's equivalent to literally just living your life to please other people. You know, you're going to try and make everybody else happy, but you're never truly going to be happy yourself. And, you know, Matt, I feel like for him, it's not necessarily just one or the other. Like, obviously we seen the kind of extreme of it in season 2 of Daredevil, where he was trying to do lawyer stuff. He couldn't, he pretty much completely gave it up. And, you know, he went straight to Daredevil. And now it seems like we're seeing the opposite. He completely gave up Daredevil and he's going straight to lawyer. I feel like he needs to find a good mix between the two, you know, because he's happy when he's Daredevil. And obviously it seems like he's happy too when he's doing his lawyer cases. But, you know, you got to find that balance, like yin and yang, push and pull. Life is all about balance. And yeah, Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's very hard to, sometimes it's impossible to find a balance. You know what I mean? But you gotta try at least, man. But that's cool to see, you know, those storylines still picking up. It's cool to see Foggy happy doing his lawyer thing. Obviously, you know, he's talked about the meat shop and stuff like that, but now that he's successful as a lawyer, it seems like he's very, very happy with that. It's cool to see, you know, Claire coming back. In season 2, she mentioned something else about, she said something like the big guy or something like that in season 2 of Daredevil. I was like, who's she talking about? One of the other characters? It must have been Luke Cage, because obviously she's getting with him now, you know what I'm saying? They do a little something, but that's cool to see, you know, see that her character's in this show as well. And then, you know, as far as powers go, I'm assuming Luke Cage is like the guy he was talking to at the end here. I didn't catch his name. He said he used an analogy. He was like, I need to be bulletproof too. So I'm assuming he's like got super strength, and he's like, I don't know if I would say unkillable, but unkillable to like a regular person, right? Like he can't be shot to death or anything like that, is what it seems like. Iron Fist, I don't know if he has any durability powers, so to speak, but obviously we saw him power up his hand, you know, and kind of punch whoever it was. I don't know if that was Elektra at the start or not. Like, it kind of looked like we saw, like, I don't know, it kind of looked like their eyes kind of looked like Madame Gao's people's eyes, where they're blind a little bit, but it's so hard to see because the shots were, like, I think they were purposely not showing us the face of that person. So I think it could have been Elektra. I'm not 100% sure. That was the only fight scene we really got this episode, and I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't really impressed with it, man. Too many quick cuts, too many close shots and everything like that. Like the camera work as far as like the water, the rains, the color, the water and like the droplets and stuff like that, the colors and stuff, I enjoyed that. But as far as the fight itself, bro, too many quick cuts, too many close-up shots. I love like Daredevil season 1 and 2. Obviously I haven't seen season 3 yet, so I can't speak on that, but Daredevil season 1 and 2, those fight scenes are my bread and butter, bro. Absolutely amazing fight scenes, far out camera shots, just letting it roll. You know what I mean? Obviously there's cuts and stuff, but not too many, and you just get to sit back and enjoy the fight and the great choreography. From this first fight scene, I was not impressed with it, bro. But I will say, I did like a lot of the camera shots they did. I liked a lot of the transitions that were happening and stuff like that. The music was cool in it as well. And like they did a good job making each character feel like they have their own vibe. Like Jessica Jones feels like a darker, kind of more grimy type character. Luke Cage, he's got the R&B type music, you know, the good vibes, soul music type playing, you know, the brighter colors, kind of brighter contrast. Jessica Jones, darker contrast, stuff like that. Matt still feels like Daredevil. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see how we continue this, and I'm excited to see kind of how these storylines are obviously going to come together and, you know, see these characters interact together, because I'm assuming obviously at some point they all got to come together, right? You know, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Matt. Yeah, as far as the hand stuff goes, I don't know, maybe the stuff going on with the people in Harlem with Luke Cage is related to the hand stuff. Obviously Iron Fist is after the hand. Matt, you know, I don't know, he kind of hung up his boots, but I'm sure if, you know, something came back with the hand and Elektra, he would jump back into things. Jessica Jones, I mean, I'm assuming, I think the guy at the start was John, and he was obviously killed by the hand, if that was him. So obviously what she's looking into would relate to the hand. But regardless, guys, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Like always, that's if you guys enjoyed this reaction video. Make sure to leave a like if you guys are new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button for reaction to be up on Patreon, as well as early access to the next 2 episodes. You guys want to check that out? Link in the description down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. What is going on, guys? I hope you all did enjoy that video you just checked out. If you did, make sure to drop a like and comment down below what is something you guys want to see me react to next on the channel. I want to give a couple quick shout outs to some of my highest tier supporters over on Patreon, man. Shout out to the homie That's So Gordo, the homie Alexander Collins, and the homie Christopher Larimer. Your guys' support is much appreciated. If you guys haven't already and you do want to join the Patreon family, the link is on screen right now, as well as in the description down below. You get early access to a bunch of videos, up to 2, sometimes even 3 weeks in advance, full-length reactions, and you get to participate in polls to help decide what we do and what we react to on the channel. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.